Hello and welcome to today's session on diseases of the arteries. And in this session, I'm going to focus on two main diseases that pertain to cardiovascular system, which is atherosclerosis and aneurysms. This is Sri Kumar, Professor of Pathology and Director of Research, Innovation and Postgraduate Studies at Massa University, taking you through the session today. Now, let us first start with the structure of a blood vessel, specifically arteries. Now, there are three types of arteries depending on their structures. The first is the large or elastic arteries, for example, the aorta and its branches. The second are the medium and the muscular arteries, which are the smaller branches, coronary, renal. And the third are the smaller arteries. These are usually smaller than 2 millimeters in diameter. These run all through the tissues and the organs. And arteries have an outer adventitia, a media in the middle, and an intima. The media is made of the muscle, and the intima has an endothelium. And the adventitia is more of fibrous tissue. Now, arteries end into the smallest of vessels, which are the capillaries. And the capillaries run and form the capillary vascular bed, from where they join together to form the venules and veins. And large arteries like the aorta are themselves supplied by smaller branches, and these are called vasa vasorum. So among the vascular diseases that we study today, we're going to focus on atherosclerosis and aneurysms and dissection. Other aspects such as congenital anomalies and hypertensive vascular diseases have been discussed earlier. And under aneurysms, we would be discussing the various types: abdominal, syphilitic, and dissecting hematoma. And all the vasculitis, including Raynaud's disease, would be a separate lecture, such as giant cell arteritis, Takayasu arteritis, polyarteritis nodosa, Kawasaki syndrome, vaginous granulomatosis, thromboangiitis obliterans, and infectious endocarditis, infectious arteritis. I hope you tune in for that session because that is going to be quite interesting. A lot of competitive exams like to ask questions from the vasculitis, from all these inflammatory vascular diseases that you see here. So we have seen arteriosclerosis and atherosclerosis in general pathology. Now, atherosclerosis has two aspects. The first is arteriosclerosis, which occurs in the normal sized blood vessels. And the second is arteriolosclerosis. There's an additional LO, which occurs in the smaller vessels, which are the arterioles. So when we talk about arteriolosclerosis, there are two types. One occurs in benign hypertension, when it is called hyaline arteriolosclerosis. The other occurs in malignant hypertension, when it is called hyperplastic arteriolosclerosis. And in this session, I'm going to help you understand the difference between the two. Now, benign hypertension, as you all know, occurs when there is a mild chronic hypertension, and the change in the hypertension results because of the thickness of the vessel wall only. So when these occur in the smaller arterioles, the vessel wall thickens to form a hyaline change. Now, after listening to your general pathology sessions, you would have realized that hyaline change is a change where there is a uniform, diffuse, homogeneous pink thickening around the blood. And because of this thickening, the lumen narrows. Now, let us see a picture to understand hyaline change. Now, this is a blood vessel in the kidney. To be more specific, this is an interlobar artery, and all this is the kidney tissue. This is another smaller blood vessel. Here, in both these, the walls have thickened so much that they have become pink in color and increased fibrous tissue all around. So we call this fibroelastic hyperplasia. And the lumen is narrowed. Here, the lumen is almost totally gone. This is a photomicrograph of the kidney, which shows a blood vessel which has undergone thickening, This is a arteriolosclerosis, and there's a homogeneous uniform pink thickening here, and this is hyaline change, also called as hyalinosis of the arterioles, and also called as hyaline arteriolosclerosis. This is a photomicrograph of an arteriole which has undergone so much of thickening that there is a hypertrophy in the median and the lumen is narrowed. The second aspect of hypertension is malignant hypertension. Now, malignant hypertension is characterized by thickening of the vessel wall by forming multiple concentric onion skin-like thickening, necrosis of the blood vessel, and there is fibrinoid change. So this is fibrinoid necrosis of the blood vessels. Now this is related to blood vessels in the kidney and also in the retina, where there are microaneurysms in the retina. The blood vessels break up and it causes hemorrhage, and there is a scarring of the retina. So layer by layer of onion skin like thickening and very narrow lumen inside.